And newspaper reviewer Chukudi Okoli Ubaja with us in the studio. Mr. Chooks.
I like the excitement because we're here to do something good, particularly when I pair up with you wonderful ladies. Not be this one, day here today. How are you doing, ladies? Good morning.
Well, fine, Mr. Chukudi.
Good to see you. Thank you.
You're doing well.
Thank you so much.
God continue to bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's quickly go to the papers. I'll begin with the Daily Trust newspaper. And just below the masthead of the Daily Trust newspaper, suspected meningitis outbreak kills many in Sokoto. The details are on page 9. Jet A1 one-way flight may hit 500,000 naira. Details on page 16. And on page 17, Benga Hashim urges Labour to be active in saving Nigeria's democracy. It's also on page 17. And the headlines, who is there? Core members' final words. We want to know all about the details. You go to page 3 and 4. And the picture story you see here, in Borno State yesterday, Remi Tinubu commissioned Zulum's nursing quarters, 2 mega schools. You find all the details on page 7. And many children abducted in Kogi and Kaduna. Anyway.
All right, let's see the blueprint now. The blueprint leads with renewed hope ambassadors, 58% of NEL Fund beneficiaries from the north. A short Kano Katsina rail line to be completed in December, begin media tour of Northwest Thursday. All right, below the picture story, military unveils plans to engage veterans on rising insecurity. Initiative will adopt non-kinetic approach to crisis resolution. That's according to the CDS. And below we have Nigeria's foreign reserves drop now 48.45 billion naira in April, and that's on page 21. Coup is the kicker of this one. Court grants 6 accused accelerated hearing. That's on page 17. And in the green strip, Iran offers to reopen Strait of Hormuz if U.S. lifts blockade, according to officials, and that's on page 6, an update of the war. All right, above the masthead, we have gunmen demand 150 million naira for abducted 9 students of Kogi Islamic Center. And court sentences man to death for killing own father. And on sports, Joshua set for boxing return to fight Fury, and that's on page 32. Bit of politics, the side of the front page of the blueprint this morning. 2027 is the kicker. It says, like Abiodun Sule, Sanwo-Olu backs Hamzat as Lagos preferred candidates. That's about it. Chukudi.
Thank you, Yere. The abduction of these children, again, brings a sour taste to the mouth. I don't know why it's becoming rather easy for them to do this. I feel that there doesn't seem to be enough synergy between the ordinary people and the people in uniform who are protecting us from these men with their very wicked, devilish ideas concerning people's security. I don't like the way it seems to be becoming easy for them. There's a disconnect somewhere.
There is a disconnect.
There's a disconnect somewhere. I don't quite get it. Yes, we are saying that.
How can you even abduct orphans? Doesn't make sense.
No. Let's not even go there, because many experts on security will tell you that the people you're talking about are not normal human beings when they go to do these things.
They've crossed the line a long time ago.
Yeah, many of them are on drugs. They could actually, after doing what they've done, ask themselves, why did I do that? They're under some influence. Then there are some that are naturally, heartless.
Wicked.
But there's nothing wrong with whatever anyone wants to plot against society. I am more interested in how much society is ready to fight back and say, no, we don't permit such things here. And that is what is going to ultimately stop them from doing it.
They don't ask for your permission.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making is that you make it impossible for them. You make it too risky for them to think about it.
Well, that's
what's
what
going to achieve it is a synergy between the civil populace and the security people. That's it.
That's what we'll be discussing today.
That's what we're discussing
today. And a very sad story. I saw it on social media yesterday, and I was reading it. This core member that was killed. I read the story, and I just can't begin to understand, some things, as they happen.
It's a very funny story.
It is
funny in the sense that, yes, you said you were chasing a suspect. You went into a premises.
Not through the gate.
Not through the gate, the bad boy. And you got there, and the person was asking, who is there? And you shoot. Come on. Even if you thought the person was a suspect, you don't shoot a suspect to kill him. Because the wider implication of crime is that the person you're talking about might not be a lone wolf. You want to know how many people
are involved?
Look at the Allen man now, Thomas the man who wanted to shoot Trump and some of his officials. The Secret Service could have taken him down, killed him instantly, but they still insisted
that he must be captured alive.
Exactly.
So that they can be able to trace.
His California home already, they are ferreting, they are looking to see what they could find and all that. That is crime fighting, the real one. You don't tell me that releasing a bullet is the easiest thing. The other person is a human being for crying out loud. You don't put a man down till you're sure he poses a real risk to society.
This thing we call
I don't understand it. The military authorities have to investigate this and find out that their men have really acted within the code of conduct, rules of engagement, they call that, It leaves a sour taste in my mouth, reading that on and on. It doesn't make sense.
A young man with so much ahead of him.
He was an Islamic teacher.
Yes.
In his spare time.
And a youth corps who will be finishing his service.
In a month. It's supposed to round up in a month.
And he had already been told he would be retained where he served. That tells you he was a man of sterling qualities.
Yes.
Because if he was not a good man, worthy of being retained, nobody would look his way a second time. But they said they were going to retain him.
I am sad.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense at all.
And flying in the air now is...
What did we call the Christmas one? Witchcraft in the air. Now what do they call that?
Jet A1.
Jet A1 is so expensive that
a one-way
trip could take as much as 500,000.
Yes.
Of course, they've banished.
That's somebody's annual salary.
They banished the likes of Chukudi from flying.
That's somebody's annual salary.
I'm not confessing
You're talking of a salary.
I'm not confessing poverty on the air, but the
Nigerian worker wouldn't even dare fly.
500,000. And you can't go by road.
Any Nigerian worker.
You stay where you are.
Any Nigerian worker.
But you see, talking about staying where you are, there's this story here that says gunmen kill 3 mourners, abduct 2 in Benue. They went to bury the dead. And 3 were killed. 2 abducted.
Please don't damage morale more. You saw how we started. The morbidity continues. These cases are just too many. We know that the kind of conflict between the security forces and these people is asymmetric. That means that it's not meet me at the war front, we meet you at and the conventional war happens. These people come in places you do not expect, and with weapons you do not expect and all that. But in crime fighting, you do not say you do not expect anything. That is why a policeman is taught to suspect his own mother, so that he will be a good law enforcer. Yeah, your mother, if your mother is within the scene of an offense, she's a suspect. It doesn't matter if she's your mother. And the next thing they do, they make sure they remove you and put another person. But the person is, you are trained to suspect anybody at all as a police officer. That's how you become very effective.
And be a friend to you are a friend at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, but talking about fighting insecurity, military unveils plans to engage veterans on rising insecurity. I think that's the way forward.
About time too. One of the things people say when you hear that somebody has been appointed chief of army staff and some people have to leave and all that, we're wasting money.
I have said this more than a million times.
Do you know what it takes to train a man up to the rank of general? Then you take somebody who's below and the others have to go. It's an analogy I'm talking about.
No, we've talked about this on this program.
Now going to what she said, some veterans, they may be creaking in the wrong places, like Chukudi does occasionally, the waist area and all that, because age is kicking in. But the experience they have might be more effective than the man who takes a gun onto the field of campaign to accost people.
True.
You need those people.
You need
So
from the...
I am very happy.
Yes.
Experience is experience here.
And it goes across board, even the
Experience
police.
does not kick aside a certificate. Experience easily kicks aside a long certificate. Experience is experience. I like what they're resorting to. And you're going to see a lot of them.
Including the police too.
Yes.
Not just the military.
Some generals who talked to us the other time here, you know, one of them was telling us that, the upsurge in whatever, he said, that's what happens anytime an election is coming around.
Yes.
You know, he said so many things, and I said, can we afford to keep on saying that this man has retired? Look at what's coming from him. We still need him. That's the impression you get.
We still need a lot of them.
These veterans that are bringing in is salute to good thinking. That's what I think.
All right, talking about good thinking, Nelfund, of course, a lot of people have applauded the government. That initiative is as a result of good thinking. But 58% of Nelfund beneficiaries from the north.
Yes.
Yes, I read an article yesterday. I think it was on Facebook. Somebody wrote on Facebook and he said, people in the north are cashing in on Nelfund, while people from the south and southeast are saying it is not even working. They have not even tried it. I hope you understand. They say it's fake, government is lying and all that. I think,
the usual cynicism.
Yes.
You know, just get a brush and paint everything
Yes,
black.
not believing that it's working. And now,
if it weren't working, I'll give you a simple test.
Yes.
If it weren't working, you would have heard from the students by now.
Yes.
The students are not talking.
They are not talking.
That means it's working. It's very easy to know. They would have shouted, they would have told everybody, keep quiet.
Keep quiet. It's
we
not
can't
working.
access this thing.
So
Now fund is working.
It's working.
And when I won't find trouble for online, I just bring up 2 or 3 things I think the Tinubu administration has done. Then of course people start.
I read it.
But my job is to get people thinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the greatest supporter of the Tinubu administration. I don't have to. But when you see reality on the ground, you owe that reality fair analysis. That is how we think in the newsroom.
You try it. If it doesn't work for you, then you complain.
Somebody in my village was even telling me that nonsense you're right there. People are hurting, so they can say anything.
But Nelfund is working.
Nigeria knows it. No, Nelfund is working.
Okay, let's talk about politics a
If
bit.
it weren't working, the students would have shouted themselves hoarse.
Chukudi, I'd like to know what you think about the endorsements going on. You know, if it should be governors endorsing, their successors, or if, the people should. This caption says 2027, like Abiodun Sule, Sanwo-Olu backs Hamzat as Lagos preferred candidate. So that seems to be the trend.
Do the people ever
once
choose?
the governor is sitting, he determines who comes next.
Do the people ever choose in here?
No. It's a normal human tendency. What it might take down in the process of making sure that democracy works well is your concern, But I want to think that if a good helmsman wants to leave and he's really a good man, Obasanjo deliberately targeted the Yaradua, yes. And from the little we saw, Yaradua was going to be good. So it's not totally bad.
It's not totally bad.
What about the Rivers example?
The Rivers example.
No, that's different.
You see, these people who read additional mathematics. There was a problem for people who read arts, you know.
There's a difference, I believe, between Lagos, because Lagos is continuity. They have a roadmap,
you know, again,
on where they want Lagos to be, maybe in the next 50 years.
You see,
and they're not joking about that.
Remind me about the government.
You are again bringing up what causes problem when I put it on social media, analyzing Tinubu. The Lagos you're talking about, who started this trend you're talking about?
Tinubu.
It's Tinubu. You know, give a man his due. Let's stop there. We're journalists. We don't want to become sound like praise singers. It is. That's the truth. You know.
Okay.
That's the truth. So it's not a very good trend. Governor Sule of Nasarawa State, they are accusing him of wanting somebody to take over from him, and they said, yeah, direct primaries could work, consensus could work, but some people don't like the way he wants it. Is it Wadada? Wadada, you know?
I don't know any names.
There'll be a lot of
we just don't want to repeat
actually.
Rivers. That's just it. That's the concern of
It can't be.
Rivers is one absurdity that I've not been able to process.
The producer says it's time to go.
No, I should keep quiet.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
a great day.
Thank you so much.
And of course, I wish you a gallon of fuel.
I like
a gallon of fuel as a gift.
Where I go carry?